happening in the clinic till we are able to make our patients understand that insulin is one of the best therapies that is available for them. So I believe that obesity related conversations, they should keep on happening in the clinic. It should keep on we should always be educating our patients, even if they are not ready for it, even if they are not come to that decision point, but we need to keep on explaining them. Especially, there are certain circumstances like obstructive sleep apnea. Now, the patient may not understand this. Patients come to me and they said, every day I'm feeling sleepy. I ask them, are you having a good sleep in the night? They're saying, yes, I'm having a 8 hour sleep in the night. But 8 hour duration of sleep does not mean that the quality of sleep is good. And if you are having daytime somnolence, then that is a point where the discussion actually begins. You start asking the patient, do you realize that because you have got more weight, you may not be having the adequate amount of oxygenation to your brain? And then they would be taken aback, and then they'll ask the question, how is that, sir? And then we start explaining to them that you have got apneic episodes in the night and they are related to your weight. And if you start losing your weight, then these things are also going to get sorted. Most of the time what happens is we oversee things. Patient is not feeling up to it, patient is having daytime somnolence. We start reprimanding the patient. You are not sleeping well, you are looking at the screen in the night. We are not even going into the problem, we are not even digging into the problem, trying to understand where the malady lies. Maybe, just a daytime somnolence may be a cue to you that you are beginning to understand OSA better in a patient. So nothing ever should be taken for granted when a patient is talking to us. All of us, we have got very stringent kind of schedules, very strenuous kind of hours,
Anish,
but small types of, yes, sir.
तो बहुत देर से बोल रहा है, तुम्हारे थोड़ा सा रोक देता हूँ. I feel
Always
let,
yours.
let let me
Yeah,
also invite few more people here on the
yeah,
dais
sure,
who are
sure.
our
Most
national
welcome.
and international faculties, and there's a wonderful chance before our honorary minister joins us. So may I request Dr. P.P. Joshi to be there on the dais? Let's give a big hand. Dr. P.P. Joshi is now the director and CEO of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Nagpur, and he happened to be my teacher in very early stage when he was lecturer. I was registered in Indira Gandhi Medical College. So, sir, we welcome you. We have Dr. M. A. Shekhar, none other than the former Vice Chancellor of the Mysore Medical Institute. Sir, we welcome you. As well as we have Dr. Dhurai Rajan, who is again one of the invitee and one of the
हाँ
person
हाँ
who's
चलो.
very much known across
No,
cardiologist sector, and he is the World Heart Federation President-elect. So it's like an International Diabetes Federation for diabetes and World Heart Federation for heart. So wonderful, sir. We thank you very much for being with us. Sir, we'll just be here somewhere for the question answer session. It could be a public related question. It could be obesity related question. And I request obesity panel to be please here only. Don't go. Hanish, that does not mean I ask you to go down. Chalo yaar, aisa mat karo. Rucha ka hai? Rucha is here. Rucha is so good. So Rucha, now let us have some question answer with every one of us here. I will raise the question to Rucha first, and then some of you can just. Rucha, now there are two peptides we have. We have twin and we have semaglutide. We have twin creatine, tirzepatide. And every clinician is being pressurized by at least 100 people every week. Rucha, I'm talking to you. Now they have multiple semaglutide available for all the sectors. But you also have tirzepatide, they also come. And clinician when feel then when patient says, doctor, आपको जो अच्छा लगता है चालू कर दो. So which one is to be chosen for whom? This was one of the topic in the panel I kept. So may I ask to Hanish, may I ask, come down this way. Why will we choose which semaglutide, which incretin based therapy injectable in which patients?
So my take on that.
Very brief, huh? Very brief. तू बहुत लंबा नहीं
Oh,
बोलना.
oh, very brief, sir. So for the next 6 months, I will not be using any of the. For me, this is for me. This is my personal opinion. I will not be using any generic semaglutides because the problem is that generic semaglutides, which are being manufactured in India, they have not ever got any kind of a study or a trial done in mass patients. We have got PKPD studies done with them, but I believe that as a doctor, it's my job to offer my patients the best. And if I can, if the frame of reference is not the cost, then probably I'd be going with the one which is being offered for a long period of time. Sadly, the APIs that are made for these products, they are available in China. Even China has not given a mandate for them to be used in China itself. So the problem is that we are the population on which they are going to have the real world studies. So that's a problem with me. At least for my patients, I'll be using for next 6 months the semaglutide that is available for
Okay, Hanish, ठीक है. You have to put your word. You are from a private sector. I'm also from a private sector. That does not mean that others are
I'll
others
give
are others.
I'll give
No,
you
no,
a
no, no.
just
Before that, sir. Before that, sorry. We have now Dr. P.P. Joshi. Sir, इधर आओ. Dr. P.P. Joshi है director of AIMS. So वहाँ से permission निकलती है. एक signature पे सब कुछ काम होता है. So, Dr. PPG Joshi, what is your say? Because it's a DCGI approval drug and everything is now official. So, why should we have so much of reservations of not? We have different sectors of people. You have poor class where you can use this. You have moderate class, we can use one. You can have a wonderful elite class who doesn't want to listen to anything, just want to have one. वो उसको वो कौन सा वाला हायर कंपनी का शर्ट चाहिए, हायर कंपनी का पैंट चाहिए, हायर कंपनी का जूता चाहिए, बेल्ट चाहिए, तो वैसा वाला एक है. तो वी हैव ऑल क्लासेस ऑफ पीपल एंड एवरीवन डिजर्व देयर पोजीशंस अकॉर्डिंगली. So why should we have a reservation? So according to you.
I think it's a very important question. We know one of the limiting factors for use of semaglutide is the cost. And it is majority of our even middle class people would not be able to afford the branded ones. But now since the DCGI has approved the generic versions also and the Indian versions, I think there is this, we should be adopting these so that the benefit goes to a larger population. And therefore, just sticking to branded is not sufficient. It should be left to the patient, and the patient choices are very important.
Absolutely. So one message to all of us as a clinicians: discuss with your patient. Patient is the prime. He's a primary person for us. He's the boss. He will decide which one is to be chosen. You have all the options. Plate is ready. Buffet is ready. You can what you want to eat, you eat. I feel Dr. Durajan sir. Any word on this?
I agree with Dr. Joshi. Want me to be very brief? I have been brief.
Sekhar sir.
okay. I'll act as a devil's advocate. The question was sema versus tirzepatide, semaglutide versus tirzepatide. There is one Indian company which has called it as sema trio. You should know we use incretins for three actions, which is called as trinity of diabetes or trinity of diabetes. The first one is HbA1c and glucose control. The second one is weight control. The third one is cardiovascular and kidney benefits. These are the three things. It doesn't matter which you are going to use. When it comes to obesity part of it, tirzepatide or whatever would win hands down. When it comes to cardiovascular and kidney benefit and probably some amount of weight loss and HbA1c, semaglutide is the best. But let me tell you at the end, there are three people who respond. One are called as non-responders, the second one are called as responders, and third one are called as hyper-responders. Non-responders, they don't lose weight, whatever the reason. I'm just talking to my senior, less than 5%, and with SEMA it is 15%. 1 in 6 will not respond. For tirzepatide, it's about 6%. Now, those who hyper respond, they lose muscle along with fat. Keep this in mind. Your patient comes after 4 months, says, I have lost 15 kgs, you can expect muscle loss. But if you look at the physiology of incretins, it does not lead to sarcopenia. It enhances strength because of a lot of weight loss, plus they don't eat. That's why sarcopenia occurs. All you have to do is stuff yourself with protein and exercise, nothing will happen. Thank you. I fully agree with sir. It has to be if economics are no issue, if insurance cover is kept apart, then it has to be evidence based. And the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists 2025 guidelines on obesity, there is a slide and you can see it online. This will guide you in different subset of obesity with different comorbidities. What should be your first choice? What should be your second choice? And what should be the later choice?
I feel we have got enough discussion on this. Now let me go through because we have two people who are from the public health, including Dr. Durarajan as well as Dr. P.P. Joshi, and maybe that indirectly, directly, every one of us. Now, sir, this is obesity has become very, see, 5, 7 years back, 10 years back at least. We were not talking about obesity too much. We are not even considered ever it as disease, though there are a lot of chows here and there, a lot of discussion on this. But since the drug has come, now we are talking about obesity. to the extent that our honorary Prime Minister himself has talked about it, and now we talk about healthy dietary habits, the oil and all other things are there in the pipeline. So our thought process is now changing more aggressively towards primary prevention of diabetes, focusing on obesity. So what exactly now the hierarchy here upstairs from the Delhi part or the ministry is doing into this non-communicable diseases more aggressive. Now, up till now, diabetes was included with multiple other diseases, and that's why it was cornered. Obesity is not there at all. Diabetes was there, but it was with cancer and other things. So, what's your take on this?
My take on this about obesity, it's important. There's no doubt that it's important. One thing which we need to realize is that the threshold for developing diabetes is not BMI above 30 or BMI above 25. BMI actually doesn't play a major role when you look at. So our thresholds for developing diabetes is less than 25. And what is the reason for that is we have higher proportion of body fat as compared to any other ethnicities across the world. So you really require to focus on fat. The second reason why diabetes is different in Indians is we have more of insulin insufficiency than insulin resistance, which is linked to obesity. I'm not saying obesity is not important, it is important. We need to reduce body weight, particularly if BMI is about 25 and they have diabetes, they would need any of these drugs. Within quotes, it has to be affordable for them. And one thing which you're forgetting, we're focusing a lot on obesity. Semaglutide is a very good drug for diabetes, for HbA1, bringing down HbA1c. It's a safe drug in terms of bringing down HbA1c. Cost is the only factor. The exciting part about diabetes now is we have safe drugs. They don't cause hypoglycemia. Unlike in the past, we were plagued with hypoglycemia. We have metformin, we have SGLT2 inhibitors, and we have this GLP agonist. And if you want to include DPP4 inhibitors. So in a sense, it is, the management of diabetes has got revolutionized, like what happened with statins, what happened with cholesterol reduction in the 90s. So we are at that stage. I think too much of focus on obesity is incorrect. While you focus on obesity, please focus on diabetes, please focus on cardiovascular and renal benefits. And these need to be conveyed. And these are part of the larger paradigm of NCD control in the country.
Just one more point. You talked about BMI. I think it is waist by hip ratio, which should be considered as a more important predictor and more needs to be concentrated on. Other risk factors play an equally important role because we need to prevent heart attacks and paralytic strokes. But context-specific, evidence-based, population-linked strategies which target this escalating epidemic of both obesity and diabetes needs to be implemented now. It's quite a high time that we know that obesity is important. We know that diabetes is escalating in a devastating fashion, but these strategies, which are basically population based, which are evidence based, which are resource sensitive, which are context specific, these strategies needs to be developed and implemented on a very immediate, urgent manner in order to prevent this burgeoning epidemic or the escalating epidemic of obesity and diabetes.
Just one more small point is science will not progress if you focus on individual things like obesity because diabetes is multifactorial. We need to look at social determinants of diabetes. Air pollution is an important factor. Environmental pollutants have been linked to diabetes. As Dr. Joshi said, central adiposity is important. We really do not know which is better, waist hip ratio or waist height ratio. Most people now say waist height ratio is better. We need to measure body fat. So there are multiple things beyond obesity as a etiological factor for diabetes. We need to look at insulin insufficiency. We need to look at maternal undernutrition. A lot of factors are there. So I think you really require a holistic thinking in terms of combating diabetes.
I have two take on this. The first one is, as Gupta said, primary prevention at the government level, central or state. NGOs are very important. And the last one is community, religious activities, etc. like that. Primary prevention, I feel personally, you should attack the schools. School health programs are the ones that can prevent primarily obesity as they grow. You remember David Barker's hypothesis, the primordial preversion, where Indians had small for their children, they would become very obese. All you have to do is have good nutrition for pregnant women, good nutrition for adolescent women, girls. You can probably prevent, but it's a uphill task. Thank you.
So we stop here. Let's get a big hand for all those galaxy of speakers here in front of you. It's very rare to get them like this. And thank you very much. Thank you, sir. And we'll have their deliberations again. You can be attending that. And our honorable minister is already there on the screen. You can just see that. And I hand over this mic back to the MOC.
We welcome you, sir. We are fortunate enough to have the galaxy of guests for the inaugural ceremony today. It is also a privilege to have the chief guest, Honorable Union Minister of State for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Minister of PMO, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, and the Department of Atomic Energy and Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, joining us virtually from New Delhi. We welcome you, sir.
Other dignitaries with us today.
Thank you.
As the guest of honor for the ceremony, Dr. P.P. Joshi, Executive Director and CEO, AIIMS Nagpur, and special invitees present with us today. May I request all of them, after calling their name, to kindly occupy the seats on sofa in first line. Dr. Manilka, IDF Southeast Chair-elect. Dr. Dorairaj Prabhakaran. Yes. Dr. Dorairaj Prabhakaran, President-elect World Heart Federation. Yes, sir. Dr. M.A. Shekhar, Founder Director, Apurva Diabetes Foundation, Mysore. Welcome you, sir. Dr. Swati Srivastava, Governor, ACP India Chapter. Dr. Swati Srivastava, ma'am. Okay.
Can we have applause for all the guests present here, guys? Thank you. Dr. A. Bhavtharini, ma'am, President DIPSI. Dr. Sachin Ghate, sir, President IMA Nagpur. Dr. Nitin Vadaskar, President DAI Nagpur. Dr. Kavita Bakshi, Convener, IDA Nagpur Chapter. Once again, a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries present here with us.
Thank you. Now, before proceeding for the ceremony, we will have recitation of our Rashtragit Vande Mataram. As the year 2026 marks the year-long nationwide commemoration of the 150th anniversary of national song Vande Mataram, so everyone to kindly rise for the singing of Vande Mataram. Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Sunil Gupta, the organizing chairman of Hello Diabetes Academia 2026 and the visionary behind this grand event to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Sunil Gupta is a distinguished diabetologist, National President-elect RSSDI, Headquarter 2026, Vice President of ORO 2026 to 29, past National President of DIPSI, national and international speaker having mission and passion of diabetes education, who has conducted 3,498 diabetes education programs over the last 31 years. He is a recipient of 41 orations, including 37 national and 4 presidential awards, 6 international and 7 national fellowships, and 44 awards, including the Outstanding Young Person of the World in 2022. And his name is included in Guinness World Record in 2013, in Limca World Record in 2016, and in Asia Book of Record recently in 2026. To his credit, with more than 246 publications, he serves as executive editor of the Indian Diabetes Educators Journal and has been serving the cause of diabetes education selflessly for over 31 years. So welcome a dynamic, versatile and multifaceted luminary, Dr. Sunil Gupta, with the huge round of applause to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Sarita. आज जब हमारा देश इस अमृत काल की यात्रा पर अग्रसर है, तब एक दूरदर्शी सोच हमें समझने का अवसर देती है कि विकसित राष्ट्र का निर्माण क्या केवल आर्थिक प्रगति से होगा? आर्थिक प्रगति नहीं, बल्कि यू हैव टू हैव द हेल्थ, द स्वस्थ नागरिकों का वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण, नवाचार की संस्कृति और सशक्त मानव पूंजी से होता है, ना कि सिर्फ डॉलर्स एंड रुपीस से। एक व्यक्तित्व जिसने श्रद्धेय श्री प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के विकसित भारत 2047 के संकल्प को आज जन जन तक पहुंचाने की, उसे नीति, नवाचार और जन भागीदारी में जोड़ने की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। एक ऐसा शख्स who is basically a physician, a clinician, like me and you, since beginning. A person who's down to earth, who's always available to talk to you for anything you want, and always there, available to you when you need them. It is my great privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to Honorable Union Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh. A distinguished, dedicated diabetologist, a scientist at heart, and one of the foremost champion of India's journey towards a developed nation. Sir, we welcome you. A hardcore researcher, an epidemiologist, a sharp clinician, a visionary administrator, and a wonderful human being. I met him in one of the meetings at Bhopal. He was sharing dais. I was representing RSSDI. He was representing World Heart Federation. And I was just talking to him and I said, Doctor, I'm meeting you for the first time. He said, how it can happen? We must have met earlier. And within half an hour, he was sitting with me for at least half an hour together in one room and discussed lot many other things, what you are supposed to do in RSSDI as a leader for the nation, for the country, and for this part of the world as a whole. I welcome Dr. Dorai Rajan from the city of Delhi. Sir, thank you very much to be here with us. We have none other than a person who was my lecturer in my medical college. I already told you, and a person who has done wonderful job, rather pioneering job in epidemiology of diabetes, and his papers have been you can go through it. Just type Dr. P.P. Joshi and get this on across any of the PubMed or any of the media, and this man has changed the life of people in this part of the country after he has become the director and CEO of AIIMS Nagpur. Dr. P.P. Joshi, we welcome you, sir. One man I met in Bangalore in one of the meeting, and he was speaking on clinical diabetology very passionately. I said, who's this man? I called the organizer. I said, who's this man? He said, Dr. M.S. Shekhar. I said, from where? He's from Mysore. I said, how I missed listening to him? No, he's very popular in South. And then I met Dr. Shekhar separately. I said, Doctor, will we be happy to come to Nagpur to our meeting? He said, I'll be coming to Nagpur for the first time. And sir, you are here. The Vice Chancellor of the Mysore Medical Institute that time. Welcome to Nagpur. We have at least now almost 1,600 registration for this Hello Diabetes Academia. We have 200 plus speakers across the country. We have at least 200 people who are acting as a chairperson conducting the session from this part of the country. We had 10 workshops in this Hello Diabetes Academia. We started a Hello Diabetes Academia in 2014, which was inaugurated by none other than Dr. Jitendra Singh when he physically came and inaugurated this in the same hotel. And every time say, Sunil, wohi wali hotel mein hai kya tera conference? That's what his question every time is. So, sir, again, we are at the same venue, but the hotel rooms and everything has changed now. So, a new look to this. So, this conference has taken such a big leap across this part of the country. We have started not only Hello Diabetes Academy in 2014. Before that, we have multiple meetings, multiple conferences, whether it is Diabetic Association of India, whether it is Academy of Medical Sciences, whether it is IMA, AMS. But apart from this, in this meeting, we are also proceeding with education. It is education is coincidentally, fortunately, unfortunate for few of my family members because I am not there for them, but it has become our core. So it's not only Hello Diabetes Academy educating the doctors. We do JDCon, Juvenile Diabetes Conclave. For type 1 diabetes, started almost 25 years with JDPI, still continue with the name of JDCon. And even in this meeting on Sunday, we have at least 100 type 1 diabetes, along with their around 150 relatives, around 250 people in the same another hall. We'll have JDCon, Juvenile Diabetes Conclave, one-day workshop for them. We do DECon, Diabetes Educators Conference, where we invite usually nutritionists, pharmacists to become educator. We also have a nutrition symposia here as a name of DECon. And then we also do NewCon. For the first time, possibly again across the globe, that we started why nurses should not be used as educators. Why should not we train them as educators? Nurses are only being used in some other small places. So we started at NewCon. We also are running this every year. We already have 13 NewCon already over. And so we do one big program with around 1,500 nurses, and that program is for at least 6 to 7 hours long with the workshop. So we have a focus on obesity. We have focus on type 1 diabetes. Gestational diabetes is one area which is my core area of working through DIPSI. And let me tell you, public awareness was one of the things. Again, we started with Prega Talk when I was the president of DIPSI, which was again inaugurated with the hands of our chief guest online. This program, sir, we started it for only 1 year those days when you inaugurated it. But we realized no, 1 year is not sufficient. Education should be a consistent, continuous process. The hammering in the society should be continuous. And this program is online program. We have 22 languages in the Constitution of India. We do this program in all 22 languages. We have completed first cycle. We have completed second cycle. We have completed third cycle. And sir, we have started this year the fourth cycle of Prega Talk. And we already have around 80 programs till now conducted on this. So our focus of education still continues. And it is all because of your love, your affection, your dedication. It's a group of dedicated doctors. I can't take the name. We have Dr. Suryavanshi sir, who is with me from the day one of my undergraduates and postgraduates. He has taught me when OPD starts at 8 o'clock, how a professor is sitting on the chair. That was a learning that 8 o'clock should be 8 o'clock. And that's why my family is pareshan with me. Why Sunil Gupta is so much time? It is because of this man, Dr. Suryavanshi sir. So there are a lot of such people who are there with me from the day one of this. We have very little time, and we have a wonderful program, Heart to Heart Talk. We started this Heart to Heart Talk 5 years back. We started with Dr. V. Mohan. We had Dr. Seshaya. We were with Dr. Anup Mishra. And then last year we had with Dr. Shashank Joshi. And this year we have none other than with Dr. Jitendra Singh. And he was so much courteous saying me, yes, he took hardly a second to say me yes. The moment I put him a message, he's very busy. I put him a message, sir, I wanted to do this. He said, okay. So that okay was so much positive for us that we are all excited after that. And then, of course, he was supposed to come physically because of some other reason he could not make it. But that heart-to-heart talk is going to be the primary focus. And yesterday I got a message from again him, Sunil, it's going to be very tough if I speak twice. See the generosity of this man and see the understanding of each of us as a clinician. He says, Sunil, मैं नहीं बोलूँगा 2 बार. अपन heart to heart talk में ही मेरा वाला chief guest address ले लूँगा. So we will not have overlap of anything. So this is again another learning, like 8 o'clock learning of, sir, we have now one more learning. Why you should be, otherwise someone would say, oh, I will speak twice. He did not say that. So thank you very much. Lot of even small action of yours is the inspiration. With these few words, I welcome you all speakers, all guests, all delegates, all those who are organizers, on behalf of every one of you. कोई भी गलती होगी तो उसका जवाबदार मैं हूं, और सब अच्छा होगा तो उसके लिए आप सभी लोगों को उसकी क्रेडिट जाएगी. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To make the event auspicious and to seek the blessings of God, let us proceed for the lamp lighting. We now request all our dignitaries to kindly join us for the traditional Samay Prajwalan, the lightning of lamp. Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji will be joining us virtually for the lamp lighting. I request our guest of honor, Dr. Prashant P. Joshi, sir, Executive Director, AIMS Nagpur, to join us.
Dr. Manilka, IDF Southeast Asia Chair-elect and Consulting Endocrinologist, Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Dr. Durai Raj Prabhakaran, President-elect, World Health Federation, to join us for lamp lighting.
Dr. M.A. Shekhar, former Vice Chancellor, Adi Chund Chanagiri University and Founder Director, Apurva Diabetes Foundation, Mysore.
And we are equally honored to have amongst us Dr. Swati Srivastav, Governor ACP Chapter, Dr. Bhavtarini Ma'am, President DIPSI, Dr. Sachin Ghate, President IMA Nagpur, Dr. Nitin Varaskar, President DI Nagpur, and Dr. Kavita Bakshi, Convener IDA Nagpur, to also join us for the lamp lighting.
May I request parents of Dr. Sunil Gupta, Mamiji and Papaji, to join for the inaugural ceremony? Thank you. We now invite our dignitaries to jointly release the e-book of HDA Proceedings, a compilation chronicling 14 remarkable years of this academic journey. There will be a digital release of e-book. So this publication has captured the evolution of ideas, research, innovations, academic discussions, and collaborative efforts that have shaped HDA into a distinguished platform for learning and scientific exchange. So as we unveil this ebook today, we celebrate not only our achievements of the past 14 years, but also our shared commitment to advancing diabetes care, research, and education in the years to come. Thank you.
It is also a pleasure to announce the release of Hello Diabetes booklet on type 1 diabetes mellitus. This booklet is an important educational resource designed to enhance awareness and understanding of type 1 diabetes amongst patients, caregivers, healthcare professionals, and community. We hope it will serve as a valuable guide in promoting better knowledge and care.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very special moment in this ceremony, an opportunity to gain insights from a leader, academician, and a healthcare administrator whose contributions contribute to inspire the medical fraternity. It is my privilege to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Prashant P. Joshi, sir, Executive Director and CEO of AIMS Nagpur, to address the gathering and share his valuable words of wisdom. May I request Dr. Joshi, sir, to kindly enlighten us with his thoughts. May we have an applause, please?
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Jitendraji Singh, Union Minister, and Dr. Sunil Gupta, the organizing chairperson. I will not stand between the heart-to-heart talk which we are going to have with our chief guest. And therefore, I'll just speak a few sentences and finish off. I'm really amazed with the enthusiasm and the organizing capacity of Dr. Sunil Gupta. Year after year, he has been organizing such massive conferences as a one-man army. More than 1,600 delegates have registered, he just told us. And if you see the variety of topics which are being discussed and where knowledge is being shared, I think is phenomenal. I really congratulate Dr. Sunil Gupta and his whole team and welcome you all. Wish you all have a very happy 3-day academic meeting, and you learn more about not only caring about diabetes, but curing diabetes totally. Thank you again. And
Thank you, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to one of the most special moments of this ceremony as we have the privilege of listening to heart talk with our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. He is the Honorable Union Minister of State and Technology and Earth Science, Minister of the PMO, Minister of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, and the Departments of Atomic Energy and Space, joining us virtually from New Delhi. His visionary leadership, exemplary service to the nation, and enduring commitment to the welfare and advancement of society serve as a beacon of inspiration for all of us. We are truly privileged by your support and encouragement, and your presence with us today, sir, even virtually, has made this occasion exceptionally meaningful and memorable, making a significant milestone for HDA 2026. May I respectfully invite Dr. Sunil Gupta, sir, organizing chairperson of HDA 2026, to join us on the dais and engage in this special interaction with the honorable chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, as a heart-to-heart talk. तो आइए दिल से दिल की बातें कर लें.
So good morning everyone. Good morning. हाँ यस, वहां तक आवाज, दिल्ली तक आवाज जाना चाहिए, सर के ऑफिस तक, और सर के चेहरे पे स्माइल हमको दिख रही है. सर भी अपना मोबाइल रख दिया है, मैंने भी अपना मोबाइल रख दिया. अब सर हम लोग दिल की दिल बात करने के लिए यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं. दिस शो इज वेरी पॉपुलर सिंस लास्ट 5-6 years. People literally wait for this show, and we are really honored to have you here. So I'll just start with a 1-minute introduction. Today it is a privilege and honor to introduce a personality whose journey is remarkably bland with medicine, public service, science, leadership, and human value. And he is none other than Dr. Jitendra Singh Rana. Let's give him a big hand. He was born and raised in the beautiful region of Jammu. Dr. Jitendra Singh pursued his medicine and established himself as a respected physician and diabetologist. His clinical acumen, compassionate patient care, and commitment to academics earned him admiration within the medical fraternity. He presented one of the wonderful his publication on the prevalence of diabetes in Jammu was very popular those days, and we used to talk on that. His transition from a caring physician to national leader reflects a rare journey of purpose of dedication. Today he shoulders most of the important responsibilities in the government of India. One of the department is atomic energy and department of space, and several key portfolios under Prime Minister's office. Under his stewardship, India has witnessed significant milestone in science, technology, innovation, and space exploration, with institutions such as Indian Space Research Organization, that's ISRO, reaching newer heights and newer global recognition of our country, Bharat. But beyond the title, portfolios, and achievements lies a person. We all know them very well. He has come, we have to admire a leader who remains remarkably grounded, as I told you, approachable and connected to the roots. Despite an extraordinarily demanding schedule, he is known amongst his colleagues as a dependable companion, a gracious mentor, and truly yaron ka yar, someone who values relationship as much as responsibilities. We worked together in DIPSI as a joint secretary long back in 2008 to 2010. And since no, we used to share, we used to ask, we like you have a conference, someone calls me, I'm a RSSDI scientific chair, someone calls me, sir, मेरे को RSSDI में बोलना है और हमको बोलने का मौका मिलेगा क्या? हम दोनों ऐसा साथ में घूमते थे. Sir, we remember, I'm sorry to disclose this here, but we used to roam around and we used to go to the chairman, हमारे को दोनों को मिलेगा क्या कहीं बोलने के लिए? And these are the days, 20 years from now, we have gone through all this. So his life exemplifies the harmony of professional excellence, public service, family values, and spiritual balance. A devoted family man, an inspiring leader, a visionary administrator at heart, and still a doctor committed to the welfare of the people. This evening, we are not merely meeting a union minister. We are meeting a physician who chose a larger operation theater. The name of that operation theater is India. So let's give a big hand to a surgeon, to a physician. I'm calling him surgeon because he's there in the Mantralaya. So a person who's aspiring for many of the doctors, students, as well as the citizens of this country. And sir, we welcome you for this heart-to-heart talk. And if you want to say something, you say. Otherwise, I'll start directly going for the question, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sneed. Now, like to have humble me. I sorry so much of this, so I think I have to also acknowledge and also admit kind of want that we share. As you rightly mentioned, it's been almost 3 decades and we have known each other, grown together, all through various phases of profession, almost simultaneously. And like others, I appreciate Dr. Sunil Gupta for his consistent endeavor in the path of studies of diabetes, both research as well as patient care, and also his illustrious spouse, Dr. Kavita, who's been assisting him on with equal consistency. And this program, Hello Diabetes Academy, as he rightly mentioned, I had the opportunity to visit there in Nagpur, I had planned to stay. Even my ticket had been booked, but I had asked to go to Chandigarh today from another official commitment. And so it was not exactly work out, but there was no easy connection happening between Nagpur, Delhi, and Chandigarh. So
Is connectivity issue from here or there? call Kunal. Yes, sir. We
The normal mentor, he said, yeah, sure, I'm going to enjoy this conversation. I hope others will. Thank you. Thank you for making me, giving me an opportunity to do that.
Thank you very much, sir. So I feel your video should be I feel should be coming very soon. But your we can listen to you, sir. So we'll start with the with some of the questions we have. Uh, we'll talk about ministry and other things little later, sir. But yeah. So, sir, yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So let us talk something about your childhood, sir. Your little boy who grew dreaming something in future. Did you really realize that you will, from a medical professional, will become a such a big national and internationally acclaimed personality? Have you ever dreamed of when you were a child, or was there any example or some mentor? Yeah. Yes, sir.
With an ordinary second class family, where honestly speaking, children don't have the privilege to see big dreams. They just get raised to struggle and they have life being so then grows up to have to make a living. Of course, you see every third day the podcasts narrating all kind of fancy stories. I know how far they're actually true or fictitious. But I grew up like any other middle class child, just looking forward to make a decent, to acquire a decent education qualification so that I could be on my own. And since it was a matter of prestige in my generation, so also in yours, to be in a medical school, therefore worked hard for it, once secured admission. And then, of course, it was a long journey, the beginning of a long journey. I started on the school, the government high school in a place called Ramban, which is even today quite a remote. And my ancestral village is still far flung. In fact, many of our ancestors and elders even didn't have a darshan of a motor car, so remote was the village. Now, of course, you have national highways all built up in these last 12 years after Prime Minister Modi took over. And therefore, it's been quite an interesting journey, and you just grew up to make a decent living. Never dreamt of some big opportunities coming, but I think it was persistent hard work and
And how was that transition? Someone who's a
the generous
yeah.
the generous patronage from our mentors, from our guides, from our teachers, which I still relish and cherish, because in these days and times when there's so much of nepotism happening for a youngster like me, it was a great blessing to have teachers and mentors who actually did hand holding to lead us to where we are today.
So this, I'll just going through the things which were prepared now. Very, very important. I feel last few minutes of our discussion is when most of the clinicians sitting here will agree on the point that few years ago, almost 10 years or so, we were talking more about the diabetes control. If you have one heart attack, and I'm going little for the public oriented and public awareness kind of area. हम लोग बात करते थे उस समय डायबिटीज हो गया है तो आपका हार्ट अटैक आ गया है तो आपको सेकंड हार्ट अटैक नहीं आना चाहिए एंड यू शुड ट्राई टू सेव योर किडनी यू शुड ट्राई टू सेव योर आईज and this was going on since multiple decades. Everyone was teaching on the same line. But in last, if I see hardly 1 decade or so, ऐसा बहुत सारा changes हमारे thought process में आने लग गया कि suddenly we started thinking about primary prevention of diabetes rather than talking about secondary and the tertiary prevention. And this kind of thought process, it has come suddenly. And this thought process of primary prevention that we should be now focusing more on obesity, we should be now the prime minister's office now says more about obesity, oil consumption. We should be having fitness programs and Fit India move. So many important programs, maybe fight obesity, reduce oil by 10%, Fit India movement, Healthy India movement, and now we have come out with the Swasth Bharat is utmost important to have Viksat Bharat of 2047. And this is all coming from your office, from our honorable Prime Minister's office. And it's you who are driving the force across the globe. And this is going to be a lesson across the globe from the country like India. We'll be teaching others that this is how we can prevent. We have become a pioneer in having awareness campaign and getting the control of COVID in COVID era. And that is an example. And there's another area coming where we are trying to focus on non-communicable diseases. Sir, can you just speak something on these lines and the vision of our country coming through that road where you are the primary force and the secondary force to launch that? So may we have some comment on this?
So certainly I do agree with you. There has been a paradigm shift over the last 1 decade, more so in the last half a decade.
Yes.
And I think the watershed year was the COVID year that made us realize our healthcare capacities. And to add to what you were saying, we were not taken seriously for our healthcare practices, even curative healthcare practices, as you rightly mentioned. And an event happened, an episode happened, and then we got awakened. But COVID, since it motivated us, inspired us, and they say every adversity is accompanied with a virtue, we got the idea of coming out with a vaccine. The first ever DNA vaccine in the world came from India. And it was also provided to 30 other countries. And suddenly, when the world started hailing us or looking up to us as a global leader in preventive healthcare, we realized that there had been a 360 shift, and now we were in a different mode. So we started looking at every other disease, more so the non-communicable disease also, with a different kind of a mindset, and also with a different kind of confidence that we could do it. And therefore, as far as diabetes is concerned, or the other metabolic disorders is concerned, the approach has been both pharmacological, non-pharmacological. Of course, on the one hand, you have obesity, you have yoga. Remember, this is the government which for the first time set up an exclusive ministry for Ayush, which also deals with yoga. Few months, within a few months, taking over on the 26th of May 2014. In the December of the same year, Prime Minister Modi proposed International Yoga Day in the UNO, which was unanimously adopted by almost 190 countries. We're going to observe that on the 21st of June this year as well. And incidentally, the theme this year is Yoga for Healthy Aging. Similarly, the intervention level, we started also trying our capacities, our acumen in genes, in genetic therapies, genetic interventions. Even in the Department of Biotechnology that is associated with me, we've already done sequencing of 10,000 Indian individuals. We hope to go for 1 million as the initial target, so on and so forth. We come out with genetic uh, preventive remedies, genetic cures, and we have also now entered into a phase where we are validating what we are saying, because this is an evidence-based era of research, innovation, and also clinical advice. Only 2 days later, we had the opportunity of releasing a book written by another colleague, Dr. S.V. Madhu, who all of us know very well, where it's been postulated that there could be a 40% reduction in the risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus among the pre-diabetics or among the vulnerable groups. So the significance of that is that most of the studies earlier were talking, as you rightly mentioned, of reduction of possibly the oral anti-diabetic dose or the dose of insulin in diabetics with the supplementation of yoga, Mayurasana, Bhujangasana, etc. And the studies on that at that level or those, on that kind of a theme had been happening since 1990s. I think the earliest one from Hyderabad, Osmania, and others. But now we have actually tried to also raise our work to the level of preventive care, so the disease doesn't happen. So I think this is a new learning for all of us also, and it's given us confidence that we can now vaccine after COVID vaccine. We are into a series of other vaccines. We've come out with the HPV vaccine, which is said to have some preventive role in cervical cancers. We are also working on dengue vaccine, on malaria vaccine. So I think it's given us a new kind of confidence about our capacities and also confidence that we can do it. And the world is also looking up to us.
Yeah. Sir, now let me take a turn now from a medical to.
My only concern, Dr. Sunil, over here is
Yes, sir.
that there is, of course, as you rightly mentioned, a lot of awakening also happening, awareness among public. That's why frequent health checks and people are becoming more conscious even about their lifestyles, eating habits. But what is important is equally to guard against disinformation which is happening.
Yes.
There are as many number of half qualified or unqualified counselors also sitting in the market as the qualified ones like you and others. So how do we check that? And all kind of fancy diet charts being rolled out, and that's become a huge big business now. So I think that's, and of course the unwarranted or maybe unwarranted or unjustified use of these obesity reducing drugs, etc., which GLP, etc., which have appeared recently. So those are some of the aspects that we have to guard against, because sometimes the commercial aspect also takes advantage of the good and the noble intentions that we have tried to acquire in the last few years.
I fully agree with this, sir. I feel अभी यदि हम देखें, यदि पिछले कुछ 5 साल आपने कहा, मैं थोड़ा कंजर्वेटिव होकर 10 साल बोला था, पर आपने बराबर कहा कि पिछले 5 से 7 साल में शायद पोस्ट कोविड हम लोग ज़्यादा इस टॉपिक पर बात कर रहे हैं, और हमारी समाज की एक प्रकार से सोच बदली है. हमारी संकल्पना अभी स्वच्छ भारत से शुरू होकर अभी आगे हम देखें तो हेल्दी न्यूट्रिशन पे बात होती है, एक्सरसाइज पे बात होती है, फिटनेस पर बात होती है, ओबेसिटी पर बात होती है, हमारे दादी की थाली और नानी का खाना, यह वाली बातें होती है. हम मेरे ख्याल से हमारी जो सोच विकसित भारत 2047 की है, इसका जो ट्रैक आज तैयार हो रहा है, that again is very promising thing, and that is going to help the whole country in future. And really we appreciate the efforts of PM office, our honorable Prime Minister Dr. Narendra Modi,
I think,
and everyone. Yeah.
Dr. Sunil, उसमें सबसे सर्वाधिक श्रेय यदि किसी व्यक्ति को जाएगा तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को.
जी.
क्योंकि वो स्वयं हमारे पास बेहतरीन ब्रांड एम्बेसडर है. और आपको ये स्मरण होगा कि जो सबसे पहला स्वतंत्रता दिवस का अवसर था प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में शपथ ग्रहण करने के बाद 15 अगस्त 2014 में, उसमें उन्होंने स्वच्छता का आह्वान किया. और बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ नहीं आया कि साहब यहाँ तो लाल किले से बड़ी बड़ी ऊंची बातें की जाती हैं, फलसफे की बातें की जाती है, कौन प्रधानमंत्री जो कहते हैं कि साहब टॉयलेट बनवाइए स्कूलों में. लेकिन देखते ही देखते वो जन अभियान बन गया. There were 4 lakh toilets built in the female schools. And as clinicians, you and I understand कि जिन स्कूलों में टॉयलेट नहीं होता था, especially girls school, how much of physical and mental stress they would have undergone, and also more susceptible to urinary tract infections, etc. So this was a huge health angle also, besides cleanliness. So I think the momentum picked up from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it is absolutely. I feel let's give a big hand to our leadership of the country that we are moving from this now, sir. The last part of our discussion is on spirituality and inner strength, and everyone is aware that that it was the Amarnath Yatra when you were you have actually led that particular जिसको हम जिसको बोलते हैं एक मुहिम चालू हुई थी, एक अभियान था अमरनाथा का जो आपने शुरू किया था, वहां से फिर आप एक अच्छे सोशल एक्टिविस्ट एंड एक अच्छे लीडर करके वहां से शायद आए, तो सर वहां से ही आपका स्पिरिचुअलिटी के प्रति काफी झुकाव हुआ, और इसीलिए अभी हम देखें तो माइंड एंड डायबिटीज पर बात होती है, डायबिटीज डिस्ट्रेस पर बात होती है, और अभी मैंने भी इस हमारे सेशन में हेलो डायबिटीज में हमने स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंड डायबिटीज पर भी बात कर रहे हैं. सो एनी ऑफ कोर्स योगा इज वन थिंग व्हिच यू ऑलरेडी alluded टू इट, सो एनी कमेंट ऑन दिस?
नहीं, ये तो आपने सच कहा. Of course, that Amarnath land agitation happened about 20 years back, and they thought I was appropriate to be included in the core committee which led that movement, a countrywide movement. And that, of course, as you rightly mentioned, maybe gave me opportunity to be noticed by the public and others. लेकिन जहाँ तक spirituality and diabetes का ताल्लुक है, actually, different people describe it in different manner. In fact, I'm also not religious in the dogmatic sense, but to be closer to oneself itself is the essence of everything.
Yes.
What happens in today's times and what keeps us, we all know that we have the stress factor has a bearing on all these metabolic disorders. In fact, we did a study in early 90s or mid 90s when the displacement of the entire Kashmiri Hindus had happened from Jammu and Kashmir. And that was a section of population which had never known diabetes. It was hardly prevalent over there. And some of them, when they were detected, they were amazed. What is it? What do you mean by diabetes? That kind of thing. And we found that in some of the families, both the spouses had it, though not no consequently. Sometimes 3 members of the same family happening, which means that the stress in addition to the other factors, which we all know, had a great bearing living in the similar kind of environment, because they were suddenly pushed out of their homes and huts, and they were asked to live 3 families in a single room and not having a toilet facility, going to etc. So that stress, of course, is there. But stress, आज के ज़माने में stress इसलिए हो जाता है to put it as spirituality का दें, आध्यात्मिक का दें, धर्म का दें, मजहब का, कि हम अपने बारे में कम सोचते हैं, दूसरे के बारे में ज्यादा सोचते हैं
जी,
कि वो वहां बैठा तो क्यों बैठा है. बट फिर वन थिंग लीड्स टू अदर कि उसको वहां से हटाया कैसे जाए. तो वो हटे कि ना हटे, इन द प्रोसेस ही हैज हिज ओन fortunes, and nothing will disturb him. But one gets disturbed. So if one focuses on oneself, that is, I think, the teaching of the scriptures also, and all the big gurus, even Swami Vivekananda. If one is able to get closer to oneself as much as possible, which of course takes a lifetime of tapasya, that itself is, a great endeavor. It may not be possible in totality, but even if to a fraction of it, if not wholly to an extent, if one is able to focus on oneself, then one knows, then एक तो उसकी नेगेटिविटी कम हो जाती है
जी,
दूसरों के प्रति, दूसरा उसका फोकस अपने काम पर, अपने विकास पर ज्यादा होता है, उसके अपने व्यक्तित्व का विकास होता है, उसका व्यावसायिक विकास भी होता है, और तीसरा उसका स्ट्रेस भी कम हो जाता है. सो इन दी प्रोसेस दैट विशियस साइकिल जो बनता है, आई थिंक दैट इज ऑल्सो हेल्दी टू द point in the sense that it keeps at bay or neutralizes the other risk factors which may predispose you to one of these lifestyle disorders. So I think there's a huge, but which of course takes a lot of mental effort,
yeah.
Which could be also called a spiritual effort.
Yes, sir. Now I feel we are towards the end of the session, hardly 2 or 3 minutes more. We are one of the youngest country in the world. We have the highest number of youth in our world. But आज का जो generation है, they have egoism, they have impatience, materialistic ideas. Everything is sometimes money. Not necessarily for everyone, but many of them. So, do you have any message for this youth related to especially?
ऐसा है कि वो हर जनरेशन के अपने मेरिट्स भी हैं, डिमेरिट्स भी हैं, उसके चैलेंजेस भी हैं, एडवांटेजेस भी हैं. एंड वो जो टेम्परामेंट है, दैट इज आल्सो शेप्ड बाय द टाइम्स एंड द सर्कमस्टांसेस इन व्हिच अ जनरेशन इज born. Like when my elder generation or earlier generation, your earlier generation was born, your parents, your father, they were the youth of independent India. I mean, when India was attaining independence, they were growing up as youth, and therefore they had a different kind of dream and a sudden sense of being liberated from the colonial shackles. Then your and my generation went through transit. Patience इसलिए आ गया कि जब हम उदाहरण के तौर पर मेडिकल कॉलेज में जाते छुट्टियों के बाद, तो एक रूटीन थी कि रेलवे स्टेशन पहुंचते ही टेलीग्राम लिखना एक शब्द का, रीच, तो वो बहुत महंगा होता था. एक एक वर्ड के पैसे लगते, तो सिर्फ रीच लिखते थे और घर भेज देते थे. तो घर वालों को पता चल जाता था कि बेटा पहुंच गया जहां पहुंचना था. उसके बाद 6-8 महीने ना उनको हमारा पता ना हमारा उनको पता. तो पेशेंस खुद ब खुद आपके अंदर ग्रो हो जाता था. देयर वर नो अदर चॉइसेस. बट इज लिविंग इन द एज ऑफ मोबाइल, when you are even counting the number of loaves that the child is eating, पेरेंट्स भी कर रहे हैं, वो भी कर रहे हैं. शादी ब्याह में भी तनाव आ रहे हैं. पहले बेटी ब्याह देते थे तो पता ही नहीं चलता था कहाँ गई. इनफैक्ट माय ग्रैंडमदर who died at the age of 95, and she died also about 25 years back, used to tell when she got married at the age of 14, and that must have been over 150 years back. तो वो कहती थी कि मेरी डोली में मेरी माँ ने छोटी सी लकड़ी रख दी, तो मुझे समझ नहीं आया कि क्यों रखी. तो बोले बेटे तुझे नहीं समझ आएगा, तेरी सास को समझ आएगा. मैरिड, माय डोली गोइंग टू डिफरेंट विलेज. उन दिनों पगडंडियों पे पैदल चलने का जमाना था अंग्रेज का, तो कोई और साधन नहीं था यातायात का. वापिस आना कि नहीं आना. आधी तो एंटीनेटल और प्रीनेटल डेथ्स हो जाती थी इन यंग गर्ल्स एंड वुमेन. तो बाद में समझ आया कि बरसों के बाद कि अगर बेटे की कहीं ऐसी कोई दुर्घटना हो गई कि उसकी मृत्यु हो गई, तो सास वो मायके की तरफ से चिता पर लकड़ी रखेगी. अब जब इस तरह की मानसिकता में बच्चा पला हो, तो उसका कुछ और रुझान बन जाता है. उसमें किसी और तरह का नुक्ते नजर और दृष्टिकोण भी बदल जाता है, पेशेंस भी आ जाता है, सहनशीलता भी आ जाती है. लेकिन जब आपका बच्चा इस तरह का हो कि एक एक कदम पे आपको मोबाइल के जरिए आपसे पता चल रहा है, या बेटी जब ब्याही जाती है तो सास के साथ क्या बात हुई उसकी भी रिपोर्टिंग दिन में 3 बार करती है मायके. तो भला कहाँ, तो देखिए फिर सुसाइड भी होते हैं, फिर मर्डर भी होते हैं. सो आई थिंक दिस इज ऑल प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स दैट वी लिव इन. बट आई एम श्योर दिस इज अ विशियस साइकिल. कोई समय अच्छा बुरा नहीं रहता. दिस इज वी आर बिकॉज वी हैव सडनली गॉट एक्सपोज्ड to these new avenues. ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी का बूम हुआ, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, particularly after the year 2000, मोबाइल्स आ गए, व्हाट्सएप आ गए, and we are still getting used to it. So I think this is again another transition. But you and I are lucky in the sense that we have seen this transition happening. So we are able to adapt it. जो बच्चा आज पैदा होता है उसने पिछड़ा नहीं देखा, तो वो मोबाइल के साथ ही पैदा हुआ है. So his mind grooming is different from you and mine, because we know how to adapt it and how to balance it, because we have seen these transitions happening. So I think this is a new time evolving, and the cycle will be complete.
That's so nice of you, sir. Now there are some rapid fire, which will be hardly 10 seconds of each. Simple answers if you have. A habit that contributed the most for your success.
Sorry?
A habit that contributed the most for your success. Rapid fire.
हाँ, yes.
Which
it was ये बीच में interruption हो गया, बताएं.
Any
What is the
habit?
first question?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, habit.
Habit, yes, sir.
No, I think a habit of being focused on whatever task you undertake.
Yes.
And absolutely focused, consistent, and hard work.
A life principle that you never compromise on. A life principle
I think
which
discipline,
you never wanted to compromise ever in your life.
I think self-discipline.
Sorry? Self-discipline. Yeah, absolutely. There's a big hand. Self-discipline. Wonderful message from both the answers. And the last one is one dream you still wish to fulfill.
No, I think to be able to do with perfection whatever has been assigned to me or to us, and not to leave any task half done, undone, and to live this life while doing something.
One person to whom you admire the most in your life.
No, maybe there are more than one, at least two or three, of course, my teachers,
Yes, sir.
my guide, who's no more, he died only last year at the age of 100. Dr. Naseeb Singh Pathania who was a close friend and contemporary of Dr. Guleri, Arandeep's father. Then, of course, Dr. Seshia, for you and me, both of us.
Yes, yes.
And then Mr. Arun Jaitley, who actually pulled me into Delhi circus. So there have been people, different influences, and incidentally, none of them was a relative or had any other reason. So it's been very kind and generous of them to have shown us the way.
So the final question to you now. You have witnessed life through the eyes of a doctor, served the society as a public leader, worked with science at the highest level, and explored the spirituality as an inner compass. If you had to summarize in all your learnings into one message for humanity, what it would be?
See, apparently it sounds that all the three roles are different. But if you go deeply into this, I think basically you have to be a good, compassionate human being to be successful in all these three roles. You would appreciate, because you are also a successful practitioner, we have seen some of our colleagues academically very strong, not being able to set up a popular private practice. So unless a doctor is compassionate, he's a good communicator, he has patience to listen to the patient, and ultimately, to sum up, is a good human being, he would not make a successful practitioner in the long run. Similarly, in public life also, the same qualities, the same basic qualities help a person to be a good public figure. And say also, when you are experimenting into science, if you have at the back of the mind all these traits, then you would realize that ultimate objective of every scientific endeavor is to bring in ease of living for a common citizen. So if you are not able to bring in ease of living, then any kind of scientific discovery or experiment or invention would not have achieved its optimum purpose. So what I'm trying to, even for example, in space technology, I think India, of course, watching the rockets going up, it looks very fancy and romantic, and that's how Chandrayaan, etc., gave us a lot of space in media. But the fact is that India has qualified in using its space technology more for public good. We have Gati Shakti program, we have Samavita program, all these smart city programs, all the telemedicine. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that if you have the compassionate approach and patience, and you think that is what is going to click, then it will help you in all these three roles.
Yes. So the final message from Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh Rana is passion, be passionate for whatever you're doing. And the passion which you should have madness. I say I'm mad for education. Similar madness, every youngsters, every clinician. Even if you're treating patient, treat it passionately. Just don't treat it for the sake of doing it. I feel that passion which makes the person perfect. And if you have passion for doing anything, you can certainly go to the any extent. Oh, now the video is on. We were search. Now the video is on. We are just trying to look at that. So I feel this is one of the wonderful shows. Sir, you want to say something, or we should wind up now? This.
Well, I have no, thank you. I honestly miss being there. I wish I could physically be there so that I could also have opportunity to spend time with all the other colleagues over there. Convey my best wishes and my heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Sunil.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's give a big hand to our our family member, our doctor family member, our diabetologist of the country, and a union minister of this country, Dr. Jitendra Singh. We are really blessed to have you online, and certainly we also miss you when your physical presence. Thank you very much, Professor. I hand over this mic to MOC. We have some 1 or 2 minutes. I feel Janganma something. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, yes,
We have
Dr.
some
Sunil
felicitation
Gupta sir
program.
and
We'll
Dr.
just finish
Jitendra
it.
Singh ji for absolutely wonderful conversation. So, dil se shukriya aap dono ko. Now, as a mark of our deep respect and heartful gratitude, we now felicitate our chief guest, Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, virtually with a memento, shawl, and shriffle as a humble token of the honor.
Sir.
And definitely, his gracious presence has brought to HDA 2026 a memorable moment. Thank you so much, sir. Kindly accept this honor on behalf of HDA 2026.
May I now request Dr. Sunil Gupta and Dr. Kavita Gupta to come forward for felicitation of all other dignitaries present here.
जनगणमन ले लो फिर फेलिसिटेशन बाद में कर लेते हैं सर रुके हुए हैं ना
To conclude the ceremony, we request everyone to kindly rise for the singing of our national anthem, Jana Gana Mana.
भाग्य विधाता द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे आहे तब जय राम जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय 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 We have the felicitation.
Yes,
just-
sir.
Yeah. We request Dr. Sunil Gupta sir and Dr. Kavita Gupta to please come forward for felicitation of our dignitaries. First, we have our guest of honor, Dr. Prashant P. Joshi, Executive Director and CEO, AIMS Nagpur, to come
May I
forward.
request Dr. Surenshi sir to please join me for felicitation. He's a scientific chair in the. Yes, sir. Please join us.
Dr. Sir,
Thank you.
Suresh sir, please join on dais.
Thank you. Miss Dr. Surenshi sir.
We request Dr. Manilka.
No, he will come tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I call upon Dr. Dorairaj Prabhakaran, President-elect,
Sir.
World Heart Federation, and Executive Director, Center for Chronic Disease Control, India.
Sir, दूसरे का.
Thank you, sir. I call upon Dr. M.A. Shekhar, former Vice Chancellor, Adi Chund Chanagiri University, and Founder Director, Apurva Diabetes Foundation, Mysore.
I request Dr. Swati Srivastav, Governor, ACP Indian Chapter, to please come forward for felicitation. Dr. A. Bhavtharini, ma'am, President DIPSI, to come forward for felicitation. Dr. Sachin Gathe, President IMA Nagpur.
Next, I call upon Dr. Nitin Vadaskar, President DAI Nagpur, Dr. Kavita Bakshi Madam, Convener Indian Dietetic Association Nagpur chapter.
She's not to be seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much,
Yes, we
sir.
can. Thank
and
you.
madam.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.
As we come to the conclusion of this inaugural ceremony, I now invite Dr. Kavita Gupta, Organizing Secretary of HDA 2026, to propose the vote of thanks. Dr. Kavita Gupta is a distinguished clinical dietitian, certified diabetes educator, and director at Sunil's Diabetes Care and Research Center, Nagpur, with over 25 years of experience in diabetes education, community nutrition, and clinical research. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And here I am, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Jitendra ji, and our distinguished guest of honor, P.P. Joshi sir, and all our esteemed faculties, delegates, young researchers, and the press and the media. So everyone, a very warm and a hearty greetings to each one of you. So myself, on behalf of 13th Hello Diabetes Academia, so Sunil's Diabetes Care and Research Center and Diabetes Care Foundation of India, I have this proud privilege to propose a very small but a very significant responsibility of, rendering gratitude to each one of uh, all of you who are here. So as we walk towards more than 3 decades of our unwavering devotion to the cause of diabetes care, education, and awareness, an academic temple of healing is never a work of a single hand. It's a confluence of countless minds, hearts, and tireless souls who have worked together for this journey. And thank you to each one of them who have worked with us in this journey of us. And we remain truly indebted. And respected sir, we are truly humbled by your gracious presence with us today, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Ji Singh Ji. Thank you so much. We sincerely salute your untiring dedication, global leadership, and steadfast commitment to the making of Swasth, Atmanirbhar, and Viksit Bharat, a healthy, self reliant, and developed India. And your visionary leadership and your conviction that science, innovation, and preventive health care must serve the well being of every citizen. And it truly resonates profoundly with our mission of Hello Diabetes Academia as well. Your blessings and encouragement have marked this occasion a milestone in our journey and inspiring us to strive even